For our math warm-up with this lesson, I would like you to take each one of these decimals and I want you to write another decimal that is greater than the decimal there and one that is less than. So for each one, give me a greater than decimal and a less than decimal. Pause your video and do that for me now, please. Okay, so let's see how yours compare to mine. What I did here is I wrote some inequalities to go with each one of these decimals. So our original decimal was 1 3/10. So 1 5/10 is greater than 1 3/10. And 1 3/10 is greater than 1 1/10. So this would be my less than. This would be my greater than. Let's take a look at 4 9/10. 4 2/10 is less than 4 9/10. 5 6/10 is greater than 4 9/10. The next one, we have 13 70/100. 12 1/10 is less than 13 70/100. 26 4/10 is greater than 13 70/100. Our next one, the original decimal, 7 18/100. 6 3/10 is less than 7 18/100. 8 18/100 is greater than 7 18/100. And our last decimal, 315 75/100. 209 1/10 is less than 315 75/100. 316 75/100 is greater than 315 75/100. Now, of course, you had no idea what decimals I was going to choose, and I have no idea what decimals you chose. But hopefully, looking at what I did and looking at what you did, you can determine whether you perform that task correctly or not. All right, our math message today hopefully is going to be a little bit of a challenge for you. What I need for you to do is put the following expression in order from least to greatest. So that means you're going to take a look at each one of these expressions and you're going to put them in order from least to greatest. Some strategies to think about. First of all, we want to study the expressions. Look at them. What do we know? Secondly, we want to think about multiplication and division. What we know about multiplying and dividing. Third, we might want to think about what you know about the powers of 10. That is going to help you determine the order. So if we study the expressions first of all, you may notice that all of the expressions start with a single digit, whole number, and then they also involve a power of 10. Two of the expressions involve multiplication, and only one of them involve division. So there's 3 that have multiplication, 1 that has division. Something else to notice. As we think about the multiplication and division, what we know about that. Multiplication, we normally have a product that is greater than both factors. When we divide, our quotient is usually less than the dividend when the divisor is greater than 1. So think about that. And lastly, but not least, we want to think about what we know about the powers of 10. So you know that the power of 10 in exponential notation is a shorthand way of showing that a number is being multiplied or divided by 10 repeatedly. Each time a number is multiplied by 10, the decimal point moves one place to the right, and the digits in the number shift one place to the left. Similarly, when we divide, the decimal point moves one place to the left, and the digits in the number shift one place to the right. So if we take a look here, 3 times 10 to the 4th power turns out to be 30,000. 4 times 10 to the 4th power is 40,000. 3 divided by 10 to the 4th power, notice what happens here. We have, this is the tenths place, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000. So that's going to be 3 10,000ths. And then we have 4 times 10 to the 3rd, which is 4,000. So if we know what our values are, we can then place those expressions in order from least to greatest. So our least would be our division problem, right? 3 divided by 10 to the 4th would be the least. The next smallest would be 4 times 10 to the 3rd. And then we would have 3 times 10 to the 4th. And then lastly, we would have 4 times 10 to the 4th power. All right, our lesson today is playing exponent ball. The why for today's lesson is to increase or improve our skills with exponents. And how are we going to do that exactly? We're going to use a game to multiply and divide those decimals by powers of 10. Okay, so exponent ball. On the left side of your screen, you have what we call the game board, and you'll notice that it looks very similar to a football field. In fact, the game is similar to football in how we're going to play. So each player is going to have 4 chances to advance their ball to the opposite goal line and score. Player 1 first places their ball or their counter on one of the 20-yard lines. So if I am player 1, I'm going to place my ball somewhere here on a 20-yard line. Then you get 3 chances, and they must be runs on the ground. So when we look at your tables down here, this table 1 is runs, and table 2 is kicks. So the first 3 chances that you have to be runs on the ground. You're going to roll 2 dice. So we're going to roll 2 dice, and when we roll those 2 dice, you're going to get, of course, 2 different numbers, and with those 2 different numbers, you have to decide what the value of your decimal is going to be. So, for example, if I rolled a 6 and a 3, I could make that 6 3/10, or I could make it 3 6/10. So you get to decide that. And then you're going to draw a card from the card deck. If you draw a card that is black, so black card is going to mean you are going to multiply. If you draw a green card, you are going to divide. So you get to decide what your decimal is going to be when you roll the dice. And then you're going to draw a card. Now, Once you decide your decimal, you're going to place that decimal on the score sheet to the right. And I think I am going to make that 6 3/10. And then when I pick a card, let's say that I drew the 3 card and it's black. So the card is going to determine what your exponent is. So I would put a 3 here for my exponent, and then I'm going to take 63 times 10 3/10. So I can put a multiplication sign here to represent that, and then I would multiply that out. Now remember, when we multiply exponents, our numbers get bigger, not smaller. So if we have 10 to the 3rd power, that means we're going to move our decimal point 3 places to the right. So that means that my value would be 6,300. And I know I made a mistake earlier by calling that number 63. It should have been 6 3/10. So again, looking at the decimal when we started, it was between the 6 and the 3. We're going to move it 3 places to the right. So that's how we change our value there. So then we're going to go over to that table 1, and we're going to locate where would 6,300 fall. So I'm looking. 6,300 is going to be between 4,000 and 39,999. So that means that I would go forward 40 yards. So I would write forward 40, and I can't quite fit all of that there. So then we could change our marker to now it's not going to be 20. So 20 plus 40 is going to be 60. So I would move that marker to the 60-yard line. But as we look at this, where would the 60-yard line be? It's not called the 60-yard line, is it? So if I'm at 20 here, and I'm going to add 40 to that. So from 20 to 30, there's 10, 20, 30, 40. So that means I'll be on the 40-yard line closer to the goal now. And then I would have 2 more chances to run. And then that's going to be where we decide what comes next. So after I have rolled my die and I determined my decimal, and then I drew my card, which determined my exponent. I calculated my value, found it on the table, moved the ball, and then I get 3 more chances to move it down the field. On the last chance, I get to kick the ball if I'd like. And the reason I would kick the ball is if I have not scored. So if you do not score in the first 3 chances, you can choose to run or kick, actually, on your 4th chance. So if you are able to reach the goal line on a run, the player scores 7 points. If the ball reaches the goal line on a kick, the player scores 3 points. If the player scores, the other player puts the ball on the 20-yard line closest to him or her and begins their turn. If you don't reach a goal line in 4 chances, then your turn is over, and the other player starts where the ball stopped and moves toward the opposite goal line. So again, it's going to be 4 turns for each player. You're going to need to use 2 dice, your card deck, And of course, you get 4 turns for each time that it's your turn. If you land on black for cards, it's multiplication. If you get a green card, it's going to be division. And this should be a fun game to play once you get the hang of it. If you need to review the rules, of course, those are going to be located in your student reference book. So let's summarize what we've talked about today. We can use the game exponent ball to practice multiplying and dividing decimals by powers of 10. And we can make predictions, which will help us check our accuracy and the reasonableness of our answers. So as you play the game, you also need to be making some predictions about what you think is going to be your answer once you multiply or divide.